Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another video, another week of ReZero, and another week of trying to figure out what the hell is happening in this series right now, because everything is completely different from season 1, I would say, and I think in a great way, because this is really just evolved in every aspect, and we're finally going to get some Beatrice content, and that's something I'm really here for. I'm very excited for that. I cannot wait to see what we get. But yeah, I'm not going to really yap much longer. I kind of am just itching to get into this episode. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below letting me know how you're doing, you know, like how's everyone doing today, how's everyone doing in general, like, you know, just let me know, and we're going to dive right into this one. So yeah, ReZero Season 2, Episode 7? I hope I'm getting that right. Let's go. Okay, we're kicking things off immediately in here with Beatrice. Oh, she's trapped him. She can lock the door. It's too late. She's dead. Jeez, Subaru. That's rough. And she's healing us. Yeah, we need to die and reset. As terrible as that is to even say. This is true. She wanted to. Who asked? Oh. Oh my god. Don't blame Beatrice. Jeez, Subaru, you can't blame Beatrice for this, but also like, yes, what you're saying could be true. How could you understand? Oh my god. Jeez. She's not giving him a chance. Oh. What was the last episode called? The Maiden's Gospel? Oh, the way she looked content holding it up to her? Strange. Yeah. What is happening? Who commands you though? Oh my god. What is... What? Okay, this... What is the deal with the gospel? Really? Oh. Mother? Who is Mother? Is your mother one of the witches? Beatrice, we are going to give you your own personality. We are going to free you. That's the goal right now. Oh my god. Oh, well, here she comes. She found the way. Well, now we get our reset at least. But holy shit, all that information we just learned. Well, it's not even that we learned, it's confusing. Oh. We didn't get the but like, that's a lot. That is a lot. Jeez. I'm
Emilia. 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 Emilia.
Alright, we're gonna have to strengthen bonds here before we head back to the mansion. But she's gonna be there like as soon as possible, so we don't really have time to waste. We're not bringing Amelia with us this time. She's clutching the puck pearl thing. That's Otto. He's got a lot going through his mind, yeah. How could anything ever be perfect, Subaru? The amount of shit you go through. And that's a problem, yeah, you shouldn't be that calm. Yeah. Otto. Finally someone who sees through it all. He's learning to mix a little real with, you know, a little truth with everything. What's that saying? I'm being calm. Yeah. Oh shit, what does he want? What does this bratty guy want? You came in and called her name. That's funny. What does Otto want? Oh, Otto wants to talk about his payment. Yeah, how are things changing so quickly and suddenly here? This feels very, very random and very different. How does she leave though? How does she leave? Yeah. Huh. Who passed the test? Who passed the trial? Oh shit, we're being brought to the little elf mage. Yeah, this feels very sketchy. Being invited out here. I'm not sure I feel comfortable right now. Yeah. Okay, he admits it. He admits that he's being selfish and not wanting her to go through it, but she wants to. This is true. See, his confidence and his feelings are very valid and everything, but she's got to do this. How? Huh. So it has to be a 50-50 split. Ah. Oh, we did actually learn her surname. Yeah, why is she not... Where was she when she left? She left before we got here and just recently returned. Where was she in that time? What's this?
ロズワルド・エミリアにはこれから了解を取るんだが、すげえ大事な話だから口外しないでくれると助かる。
We're scheming. What are we scheming about? Don't cut away. Don't cut away right now. Don't do it.
試練はエミリアの代わりに俺が受ける。
Okay.
エミリアを助けに墓所に入った時、俺は無事だっただろう。それは俺に試練を受ける資格があったからで。試練を突破したからだ。試練を超えた?
But we need Emilia to face her past. That's something she needs to do for herself.
ここでスーボーにはおとなしくしてもらわねばならんということじゃ。
Is someone listening?
どうしてと思っておるじゃろう。しかし許しは怖いよ。約束は守る。口外はせん。リューズシーマの名にかけて誓おう。
In the name of yourself? Oh, he's being held hostage so that Emilia will have to do it. That's rough. That sucks. Yeah, he's being held away. Taken away from the situation so that he can't interfere. Those claws. You can sense it.
墓所を出た時から匂いが濃くなってやがって。正気の濃いやつは稀に嫌がる。だから何もしねえってんなら見逃すつもりだったが、お姫様の代わりに試練を受けるで。俺から。
I think this is a very valid reaction, honestly. Which is sad. That he does. Fall of the Tesla Fortress. What's the Tesla Fortress? What are you doing to us? Grinding our face into the... Oh god. Things got pretty bad pretty quickly here. I don't know who's going to help us out of here, if not Otto. That's the only person I can think of. They've got Ram on the case too. Nothing. Ask Otto. Otto might find a way somehow. I don't know how, I just have this feeling. There he is. Otto's on to you. No! Leave him alone! Oh, is that payment? Okay. Otto, come on, bro. Take the payment and go save Subaru. Yeah. That is so bizarre. Because does she even have this gospel to know what to say or do? How does she know? Has she memorized it? Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Ryuzu? Screw you. I mean, I understand. I feel like this is very valid, considering you can literally smell the witch's bullshit coming out of him. But man, he's been through a lot, and now to just suddenly be in this position, that's awful. All these ways he's died, and all these ways people he cares about have died. Oh god. If you give yourself brain damage, you'll not be able to do anything. I feel so bad for Subaru. He's always going through a lot. I knew it would be Otto! I just had this hunch. I was like, it's gonna be Otto. He talked to us right before we left. Hell yeah, you are. Otto's kind of like the real hero right here. 3 days? Oh my god. What's your plan to face your past?
集落は慌ただしくなりました。特にエミリア様の取り乱しようが大きくて、翌日は試練への挑戦を見送られたほどです。
Yeah, she's torn up. She wants to know that you're okay.
そこで
And with no puck either, like she's alone.
大規模な捜索隊を出すために聖域の解放を優先すべきだと。
それをエミリアが飲んだのか。
辺境博から正式な制約をもらったとかで。
Some sort of
それで
formal
昨日
oath.
今日とエミリア様は危機迫る様子で試練に挑まれました。
なんでお前も聞いてきたみたいな説明なんだ。
ああ、それ聞きますか。少し言いづらいことなんですが。
He's a little nosy guy.
僕もガーフィールに目をつけられてあちこち逃げ回ってる真っ最中なんですよ。は？当然疑います。そしたら彼は言ってきました。夏希さんと彼が会っていたことを秘密にしていれば危害は加えない。
And you don't look very hurt.
見返りだと魔石の類も見せてきて。
なのにそれ断ったのか？
Nope. He took it.
それでガーフィールに追っかけられてるのか？
はい。だから。
Oh, wait, he did turn it down. Oh.
なんでそんな真似したんだ？
Otto, I did not expect you to be this courageous in the end.
来てありがたいよ。正直お前の顔見るまで死んだ方がマシぐらいに追い込まれてたからな。お前が俺に手を貸す理由が見つからない。
Yeah, what's in it for you, Otto? Otto's got something in mind.
ですね、夏希さん、友人を助けようとするってのはそんなにおかしなことですね。
A friend? You see us as a friend? Really?
なんでそんな驚き顔で
Oh, Subaru's like, I never considered you a friend until now.
突然俺の知らない人が出てきて、友人さんってのは
頭から尻まで結論が間違ってますよ。
Wait, Eugene?
友人じゃなくて友人。
Oh, that's funny.
誰と誰が？
僕と夏希さんが。
Aww. That's so sweet. Stop being weird, Subaru.
確かに僕がここに来たのは利害の一致がありますよ。油のこととか。
But we've been through a lot together.
こととか、辺境博と合わせていただくためとか。でもそんな面倒を取っ払ったら。僕は夏希さんをただの友人だと思ってますよ。普段の扱いにも思うところも。
We treat him as a bumbling idiot who just wants what he wants. Come on, Subaru. Oh no.
友達か。そっか。おっとお前、俺と友達になりたかったのかよ。
You're being mean. Why is he being such an ass? I mean, I don't know if he's just ribbing him or not, but like this feels mean. Just say thank you, Otto, and say that you can be friends. That's all you had to do there, not like laugh in his face. That was crazy. Okay, there it is. There it is. That's what I wanted. I was like, where is this going? Friend. That's a good name for the end of this episode. Absolutely. We have made a friend out of all of this, and that friend is Otto, and Otto is going to be there for us going forward, and I'm looking forward to see that. Oh shit, post-credit scene? I was kind of spacing out. I was not expecting a post-credit scene. We have a helper. Beatrice? It's a Beatrice? Ram? Of course. What are you doing, Ram? We got Garfield after us. Oh shit, he's hulking up. Oh, that's scary. And that was season 2, episode 7 of ReZero. Where do I even begin? The entire first, like, what was it? Only like 5 minutes? It was probably only like 5 minutes. Just overwhelmed me. Basically made all my circuits fry to the point where the entire rest of the episode, there was other stuff happening, but my mind was always just like, what the hell was that about? Like, I I needed this to be like the entire episode, not the first 5 minutes or like later on in the episode. But the first 5 minutes just sets the tone for like confusion and just like I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to try and go through this episode and try to figure out if I can figure out what I think is going on with Beatrice, because I don't understand a lot about her still. She's still a very mysterious character. Obviously, Roswell knows about Beatrice and Beatrice's mother because they talked about it in Memory Snow. But I'm sorry, I'm really trying to figure this out. If Roswell knows about all that stuff with Beatrice's mother, and my idea right now is that Beatrice's mother is the witch of Sloth. And why Sloth? Because of Beatrice's reaction to Betelgeuse being killed. Sorry, I'm talking really slowly because the cogs are so slow in my head right now. So if Beatrice's mother is the witch of Sloth, who is now dead, then that would explain why she had such a sad reaction to Betelgeuse being gone. You're now dead too, or you've left me too, Juice. So it's almost like she's got that tie to whoever possesses the abilities and the powers and whatever it is of the Witch of Sloth. You know, the witch factor, who can use the Witch of Sloth's abilities. And I can't remember, and I don't really want to go back in case, like, because if I Google it, I might see spoilers. If I go back to the episode, it'll just take a long time. I can't remember the name of the Witch of Sloth. The only name I can think of right now off the top of my head is Sekhmet. And I can't recall if that was the Witch of Sloth or not. So if Beatrice is a spirit created by or loyal to the Witch of Sloth, then that makes me wonder why she is at Roswell's manor, where she almost has this role and this duty to fulfill. And yes, it can be said that it was written in the gospel that this is what she would do. But why? The way the whole thing at the beginning as well plays out, where Subaru's like, the way we talk, the way we bounce off each other, had jokes, laughs, and all of that stuff, was that written in the book too? Did you only do it because you were instructed to? And she says yes. The only reason she's ever done anything is because it's been written in this gospel, and that she must fulfill that. That is her duty, and it's what she owes to Mother. So if that's the case, could her mother actually be the Witch of Envy, Sattler? But I wouldn't think so, because she doesn't seem to care too much about Amelia. She cares a lot more about Puck than Amelia, and that relationship with Puck makes a lot of sense now, because they're both spirits. If she cared about Amelia, once again, that backs up my, theory that I've had for a long time, that Amelia is actually just like a split part of Sattler. She is the body, whereas Sattler, the soul, the mind, whatever it is elsewhere. It's been sealed away or something. But also, it makes me wonder, I guess I kind of just talk myself out of thinking that maybe her mother is the Witch of Envy. I think it is actually Gluttony, or not Gluttony, geez, I'm thinking about Echidna. It's actually Sloth, because it's the only thing that makes sense in my head about the reaction that she has to Betelgeuse and everything like that. But the thing that's confusing me now is that the Margrave family, the Mathers family rather, is a family that has been historically loyal and subservient to the Witch of Gluttony, Echidna. So there's also the possibility that Beatrice is a spirit of gluttony, and that makes sense why she's got so many books, why I think there's a conversation at one point in season 1, or maybe it's Memory Snow, where Subaru asks Beatrice if she's read all these books, if she knows everything that's in these books, and she says she has. Because Echidna's whole thing is a gluttonous relationship with knowledge and wanting to know all and understand all and everything like that. She's very greedy when it comes to knowing things. And I guess you could make that correlation to Beatrice with her whole library. But that's really about as far as that goes, where my idea of gluttony comes from, because I've been saying the whole time that it's sloth, but now it could be gluttony, and that's really the only thread and the only link that I've got to go off of there. There's also the idea that Beatrice can't be her own person, and I think that's bullshit. I really hate that idea and that concept. Like, something that I love in a lot of anime, like, forgive me, I cannot name one right now, but it's something that I've seen in other anime in the past, where a character exists solely for a purpose, and someone manages to break through, get through to them, and open their eyes to the possibility of a world for them. A world where they can do what they want, a world where they can be their own person and not just be loyal to this greater good or loyal to a task or a job. You can live a life. So I actually I decided that I would ask our good old friend Pinesino if you guys have watched any of the reaction videos that I do for openings, endings, anything like that. You guys will know that name very well. And I kind of just asked him, like, for examples of this kind of trope within anime, and yeah, we were both kind of struggling to think of anything specific, but we came up with some ideas. The first that I thought of was kind of Eri from My Hero Academia, where she was very much just used as a tool. That was her whole purpose, just fulfilling this duty. And it's once our good old pals Deku and Lemillion show up and take her under their wings and, save her, essentially. That's when she is able to start living a life. And we see, like, some of the sweetest and just most almost heart-wrenching scenes for me while I was reading My Hero Academia were those moments where we get to see Eri smile. We get to see Eri live a happy childhood, and it meant everything to me. And that's kind of an example. A couple others being not exact, but Nico Robin from One Piece. It's not that she was created for a purpose and she was fulfilling a role, fulfilling a purpose or anything, but she starts to learn to live life for herself. Anyone who's seen One Piece, anyone who knows anything about One Piece knows that that's one of the best scenes in the whole series, right? I'm not gonna go too in depth in case there's anyone catching up with One Piece, anyone interested in One Piece. All I'll say is it is an amazing, incredible scene. It's really important and it's really just amazing experiencing that. And it's kind of like making me think of what I think Subaru might be able to do for Beatrice, where he basically fulfills the role of Luffy, where he is very insistent that you should live and you should live for yourself. Another example that works sort of well with this trope in mind is Guts from Berserk. He is fulfilling a role and he's just doing what he needs to do. He's just doing what he's being told to do. He's a soldier until one day he realizes that himself, and it's not so much that someone breaks through his world and opens his eyes to see these things. You could kind of say that is the case with Griffith and the steps scene where Guts overhears Griffith speaking. That's kind of the scene in the moment where he realizes these things, and he goes off and he discovers his own self-importance, he discovers his own worth, and he discovers what he wants to do and what he's fighting for, and a dream. At the end of the day, that's kind of what that's all about. And obviously Griffith broke through Guts big time. Sorry, I'm just rhyming off these examples. It's just kind of what I think might end up happening between Subaru and Beatrice. But one of those examples being Gon and Killua, where Gon bit by bit breaks through Killua's defenses. It takes a while, but Killua is eventually able to be a child. He's able to be a happy, goofy child. Where the start of the series, he's very walled off, very closed off, and he doesn't really let anyone break through those defenses. But Gon slowly and surely breaks through that, and it's honestly like an incredible journey and an incredible ride, and some great character writing when we get to that point in the series. Of course, I'm talking about Hunter x Hunter right here. But yeah, regardless, that's where I think this relationship will probably go between Subaru and Beatrice. I think Subaru is going to rip Beatrice out of all of this, like all of the doubts and the questions that she has, and you know, this duty, and he will give her a duty. He will give her the duty of living for herself. I think that's where that's going to go. So yeah, I'm really excited to see that character develop, begin to unfold with Beatrice. I really think it's going to be one of the best examples of that trope, and some incredible character writing, and I'm just very excited for it, and I know that Subaru's going to be the one to break through that, and I just cannot wait to see that, because Subaru is he's such a great guy within the series. Like I really do love his character so much, and I'm just excited to see more between Subaru and Beatrice. Especially, I'm so interested in seeing the next face-off or the next interaction they have, because what is Subaru going to say? What is Subaru going to do? And we know that despite all of this, Beatrice says she... Okay, here's something else I've just realized. Beatrice says she only does things that are in the book. Was it in the book to send Subaru through glass, through the door and everything like that? Is it in her book to let Subaru enter the room whenever he pleases? Because if that's the case, then why do you block him off sometimes? Why do you not allow him in? And another good example of that being, was it in the book that one time to basically open up a contract with Subaru where you would protect him? And if that is the case, that you have to protect him, why did you let him die that time? And also, within this episode, we saw her stop Subaru from killing himself. So, if it's within her contract not to let him kill himself, why did she let that happen all the way back when Ram was after us? There's just too many uncertainties here where I cannot say for certain that she is entirely following this gospel. I feel like she's kind of doing things for herself sometimes. She's certainly very enigmatic and very mysterious still, so we can't know everything. There's no way we could know everything at this point. But in saying that, she very clearly does follow this as a guideline for her life. So someone has written into this book that Beatrice will form this relationship with Subaru. Potentially they've written into it that Beatrice will form a contract with Subaru, because we've seen her form a contract with him already at one point, but that hasn't played out within this reality yet. So that hasn't happened, and it seems to be fated that it will because of this gospel. But I think it would be more in Subaru's best interests to have that be the case, where if she wants to open up a contract, she will. It's not something that she has to do. It's not something she's fated and born to do. It's just going to be a question of when will that happen and how will that happen. Will it happen anytime soon? But it is an absolute heart-ripping scene, seeing that whole scenario at the beginning of the episode with Subaru screaming, Beatrice almost like sheepishly like in a corner, just like gripping the gospel because it's a comfort to her, and she doesn't have the ability to answer questions that she has not been written that she can answer. And I guess there's some leniency with that, because I can't imagine every single question Subaru has ever asked her has been within this, and her response as to what that question should be. I can only imagine that it's more so related to the bigger mysteries and the bigger ploy at play here with the gospel and everything. I guess that's what she means by she can't answer it, because that's not something she's been given permission to talk about. And yeah, besides those first 5 minutes where the whole thing with Beatrice happens, I guess I'll maybe start in a little minute. I just have one more thing to say. Begin to talk about the rest of the episode. So the episode, like the final thing I want to talk about here is the scene where Elsa breaks through. Well, even right before that, Subaru looks like he's going to maybe try to, like, at least what I thought it was going to be was listening to Beatrice talk about her life and the way she only does these things because she has to, because she's been permitted to, and just all of this, like she's duty bound. I thought that he was going to approach her and hug her and kind of give her the comfort that everything's okay, you can live your life, you can do whatever you want. That's what I thought was going to happen there, but that's not what ended up happening. What ended up happening was he got whacked, and he ended up having to just lie there as Elsa walks in, and he tries to protect Beatrice because Elsa's walking towards her, and he grabs her ankle and says her name, Beatrice, and Elsa herself recognizes, oh, this girl means a lot to you. So yeah, That's interesting. Even despite everything, well, it's not interesting knowing how Subaru is, but despite everything, he still cares and he still wants to protect her. And I think a part of that is to do with the sadness that he feels regarding Beatrice's situation. Across the rest of the episode, we see that Subaru is overly positive, and Otto picks up on that. He tries to, repeat the same kind of day that he had, I guess, previously, but things start to change. One of those first changes is with Garfield approaching, and Otto very clearly presents to Subaru here that he pays attention to him, he listens and he understands, right? And so that should be the first example within this episode that Otto is Subaru's friend, because he pays attention to him, he understands him and he listens. And he understands his mannerisms and his body language and the way he holds himself and everything like that. And, Garfield then approaches and Subaru's like, that's weird, things are getting different. And Garfield essentially drags Subaru away as Subaru's about to talk to Roswell. He wants to talk to Roswell, obviously, about Beatrice and everything like that. But what Subaru ends up doing here, he's speaking with Ryuzu, I think her name is, and he kind of shares his plans that he wants to take over Amelia's place and do this trial in her place because he's been able to do it. And he shares everything, all of this stuff that he shared at the dinner table in the previous episode. He does it here today in this big open area, and it's very suspicious the fact that they're doing it here. I knew right away that something wasn't right, but you're going to be hopeful, you're going to hope for the best, especially when Subaru's involved. He's always a positive figure and he's always going to be hoping for the best. So that's what we got to do as well as viewers, right? But that's when they capture him, they throw him in a dungeon and tie him up, and it's all because Garfield can smell the witch's miasma coming out of him. And yeah, makes a lot of sense. I have no doubt that this makes a lot of sense. I hate it, I dislike it, because Subaru already knows what's going to go down in the mansion and he wants to get there and protect everyone, but it's too late, because, well, actually we don't know for sure it's too late, but he's been held up for 3 days. And yeah, it's just very upsetting. And I wonder if we will learn anything more about the witch's miasma in these coming episodes, and just who can sense it, who can smell it, and who can't. I wonder if it's because they're half beast that they can smell it. I wonder if that's the case. But yeah, they kind of put Subaru through hell by trapping him down here for 3 days. And we get to see that he is being fed and everything, but it's just such an awful way to torture someone when, especially it's Subaru knowing everything that's going to come, and the doubt of well, I'm down here and I need to reset because this is a waste of time, something awful could happen, the same thing that happened to Rem could happen to someone else, I won't be able to save them unless I can do something, unless I can reset. And that's probably what he's thinking this whole time, and that's why he sees flashes of all these other situations and scenarios where he has died, something awful has happened to someone else and he's had to reset. He just sees all these flashes because that's what's going on in his head right here. And we see that Garfield and a bunch of others are looking for Subaru, and obviously we know the Garfield and Ryuzu are full of shit. They're not really looking for him, they know exactly where he is, and they're saying that he is trapped in a really hidden away part of the sanctuary that nobody knows about. So the fact that he was found in the first place says a lot about Otto, let's be real. But yeah, I guess watching this episode and the way that they had that conversation at the beginning, Otto and Subaru, I had this notion and feeling in my head. I was like, Otto's going to do something, Otto's going to help us, Otto's going to save us here. And that's exactly what happened here, because Otto's the best, right? And even when confronted by Garfield and an attempt was made to pay him off, Otto was like, nah, I might be in it for the love of the money, but that's my friend you're talking about. And we didn't realize the extent of that relationship with Otto. We didn't understand that's how Otto felt about Subaru until this episode. But with everything that we saw in this episode, and the fact that Otto, despite everything, is still willing to follow Subaru around, still able to guide him and everything like that, goes to show that Otto does actually care and wants to be around Subaru. Even if this whole thing just seems like he just wants paid, he wants money, he wants all these favors and everything like that, he still considers Subaru enough of a friend to want to do all these things with him. Amelia's got a plan, and that plan is to complete the trial so that a search party can be created to look for Subaru, because that's what she wants. She wants to find Subaru, but she's being convinced that she needs to do this trial. It is more important, and it's kind of Roswell that's pushing that notion, and that as soon as that happens, as soon as she passes the trial, a search party will be created. And yeah, that doesn't end up happening because Otto ends up saving him, and we don't really know why at this point, but that's when we learn that he saved him because he sees him as a friend. And Subaru has the wildest reaction I've ever seen in anime, or basically anything, to being called a friend, where he ends up laughing in Otto's face, and he's like, good one, and slapping his shoulder and everything, and just like laughing in his face. And if I was Otto, I'd be so embarrassed. I'd be like, this person doesn't see me as a friend. I thought we had, you know, this mutual friendship here, but he's just laughing in my face. I would feel so embarrassed and so awful. But Subaru has a way of playing it off. Subaru has a way of twisting the narrative, I guess. Basically being like, okay, Otto, my friend, let's do this. You know, it's a really nice payoff here. But like, I thought Subaru was going to laugh in the face of his savior. I thought that this was going to be like a really awful way that he would have to restart yet again, like losing this potential friendship because he laughed in his face. But now we know that this is something that we can rely on. We can depend on Otto no matter what. And then the post-credit scene at the end, where Otto reveals to us that he's been working with someone who will help us. And of course that person is none other than Ram. So I love that so much. I wonder if when Otto was, you know, trying to stay undercover and listening into all these conversations, hearing things secondhand, if he accidentally ran into Ram, or if Ram sensed him using her clairvoyancy. That's another person that suddenly got missing. She maybe found Otto and was able to get these questions out of him, and they were able to work together, and now they've concocted this plan to find Subaru and to get Subaru out of here. Maybe that's been the plan that they put together, and I wonder if Roswell's in on this too. I'd love to hear that, and I'd love another conversation with Roswell, especially after this with Beatrice. We need it. But yeah, that's the end of this episode. That's how we wrap things off. And yeah, this was a mind melter. I feel like I just need time to process this because I don't understand what I saw fully. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below letting me know if I'm the only one that was confused watching the first 5 minutes of this episode and just so lost and just so overloaded with information, almost overwhelmed, I guess. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed. And if you do enjoy this content, please hit the notification bell down below so that you're notified when these videos go live. And of course, I hope that you guys are having a great day today and that you're able to take it easy. I will see you in the next one. Take care.